Tonight on NewsLink Indiana, the race for Muncie mayor is beginning. Several candidates are already announcing their intentions to run.
And more than a year after a tornado ripped through downtown Muncie, the beloved field house is finally getting repaired. How long it will take crews to get it back to new.
We saw spring-like weather continue along with some rain showers. How long will these conditions last? We'll find out in my full forecast.
From the heart of Ball State University, live from the Unified Media Newsroom, NewsLink Indiana starts right now.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for being with us. I'm Emerson Lehman.
And I'm Esther Bauer.
We begin tonight with the race for Muncie mayor. As the filing deadline for the race approaches, there are now 8 candidates who have announced they are running.
Now, there is another who intends to file later this week. NewsLink Indiana's Tanner Holbrook joins us with more. Hi there, Tanner.
Yeah, good evening, guys. 9 candidates have at least announced their intent to run. Now, 2 big names in the Muncie community are getting in on the action. One hoping to end political corruption, another hoping for a more inclusive and diverse community. Ball State trustee Tom Bracken announced he intended to run last week, but he made it official today by filing at City Hall. He will be running on the Republican ticket. Today, at an announcement outside City Hall, he says he hopes to stop corruption in city politics.
The reputation of Muncie includes corruption, and that is seen by parties throughout the state, and it doesn't serve us well. And people and businesses that are familiar with that reputation shy away from coming here.
Bracken also said the city needs to get a handle on finances, and back in 2017, he sued the city of Muncie for giving money to Makerspace Mad Jacks. Bracken felt the city's investment in Mad Jacks was harmful to taxpayers. The court ruled in favor of the city in 2018. On the other side, Director of Community Development Terry Witt Bailey intends to run on the Democratic ticket. She hopes to be the mayor of all people.
It's so important for people to all know that they're all included, that there's a pride that we need to have for our community, and we can't do it when we're separated. We've got to do it together.
And Witt Bailey will have an event to officially kick off her campaign Thursday, with a filing deadline coming on Friday. Guys?
All right, NewsLink Indiana's Tanner Holbrook joining us live in studio. Tanner, thank you.
Awesome. And this will be an important week for many residents rushing to turn in paperwork. The deadline to enter the mayoral race for November is quickly approaching. Mayoral candidates have until Thursday by 4 p.m. to submit their bid to the Delaware County building. Currently, Tom Bracken, Terry Witt Bailey, Nate Jones, and Andrew Dale have officially announced they will be running.
Some promising news for the Muncie Central Fieldhouse today as construction crews began work on the famed Indiana landmark. The Fieldhouse has been closed since November of 2017 after suffering damage from a tornado. It will be a $600,000 project to repair damage to both the exterior and interior of the building, including resealing the basketball court. Former Muncie Central student Kay Rankin is happy to see such a vital part of the Muncie community being repaired.
Fieldhouse has always been the one building in this city that has brought the community together. That has been the one thing that would bridge all gaps.
The construction actually began a day early as it was scheduled to begin tomorrow. Officials are expecting the project to take several weeks. And Esther, it was a bit of a washout today here in Muncie, but I'm not going to complain with the rain because the temperatures were quite bearable.
Oh, it was so beautiful out. I will take rain over snow any day. Now, Stephen, tell us if this beautiful weather is going to be sticking around.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Yes, it was actually not a bad day outside besides the rain. We had temperatures in the 50s, but showers are still trickling through the viewing area. Just a few isolated showers through northeastern Blackford County, Grant County, and down towards Richmond are continuing at this hour. Temperatures are still a little bit on the mild side. Indianapolis at 53 right now, 48 in Kokomo, but much cooler off to the west, 39 Lafayette, 36 in Champaign. This colder air will come into our state for tonight. And right now on Ball State's campus, it is a nice 54 degrees. Winds a little bit light of the southwest at 7 miles per hour. Coming up in my full forecast, I'll detail how long this warm weather will continue, along with more rain chances for the middle of the week.
All right, Stephen, thanks so much. Now, former presidential physician Ronnie Jackson is moving up in the White House. Barbara Starr reports the controversy surrounding him.
President Trump has once again appointed Rear Admiral Ronnie Jackson to a role in his administration, this time as his chief medical advisor and personally nominating him for a second star, a high-level and controversial promotion. Jackson, as White House physician, gave the president glowing reviews after last year's physical.
I told the president that if he had a healthier diet over the last 20 years, he might live to be 200 years old. He had great findings across the board, but the one that stands out more than anything to me is his cardiac health. His cardiac health is excellent.
Jackson's medical findings, not unexpectedly, were warmly received by President Trump.
Ronnie Jackson, Admiral Doctor, is one of the finest men that I've met over the last long period of time.
But the praise came as Jackson was running into trouble last year, forced to withdraw his nomination for Veterans Affairs Secretary over allegations of misconduct, including he was abusive towards colleagues, he loosely handled prescription medications, and was periodically intoxicated. Jackson denied all of the allegations, calling them completely false and fabricated.
These were false accusations about a great man.
But a Defense Department Inspector General investigation remains open. The IG is still trying to interview key White House and military personnel. That means despite the president's nomination, Jackson is unlikely to get Senate approval for that second star while the investigation remains active, typical for all officers.
They should not be promoted while an investigation is ongoing, and that's part of the process.
Jackson first served as White House physician in 2006 during George W. Bush's presidency, continuing in his role under Barack Obama and then Trump until last year. He had returned to the White House medical unit, though the White House has not responded to inquiries on what his exact duties are.
This announcement comes right in time for Trump's annual physical next Friday.
Virginia Governor Ralph Northam continues to say he will not be resigning amidst controversy. Mary Maloney reports on how his own party is responding.
Ralph, resign! Protesters gather outside of Virginia's Capitol as the governor huddles inside with staff. Ralph Northam is trying to figure out how to move away from this racist photo. It appeared on his page from his 1984 medical school yearbook. Initially, the governor said he was in the photo.
I accept responsibility for my past actions.
24 hours later, Northam changed his tune.
I'm telling the truth today. That was not my picture.
A new Virginia way! Almost instantly, members of both parties called for his resignation.
The governor's lost the confidence of the people and cannot effectively govern.
We just don't think there's any place for this in the 21st century.
I believe him to be a good person. However, I think for the betterment of our Commonwealth of Virginia, he has to step down.
According to Virginia's Constitution, a governor can be removed from office, but it's not easy.
Obviously, on impeachment, that's a very high standard. And so I think that's why we have called for the resignation. We hope that's what the governor does. I think that would obviously be less pain for everyone.
As the governor asks for time and space to make his decision, he remains in power, but with little support.
I believe the governor has to make a decision that's in the best interest of the Commonwealth of Virginia.
I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
We will continue to bring you updates as this story progresses.
And coming up, this week begins the Chinese New Year, how some Ball State students are celebrating.
And find out how the Muncie Animal Shelter is trying to provide hundreds of homes for hundreds of pets when we return on NewsLink.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, she seems fine to me.
No more, not my problem.
No more, she was drunk.
No more, he was drunk.
No more, she was asking for it.
No more, he didn't mean it.
No more, why didn't she tell anyone?
No more, we don't talk about that.
No more bystanding.
No more ignorance.
No more excuses.
No more.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
After retiring from the NFL, I've been able to spend a lot more time coaching my daughter's basketball teams. It's something I love to do. Through our games and our tournaments, we see all types of coaching, good and bad. And it begs the question, do we really know who's coaching our kids? Do they have the proper training and screening it would take for me to be comfortable with my daughters playing for that coach? Our Youth Basketball Association made the decision to use trusted coaches to screen and train all of our coaches. I'm a trusted coach. Are you?
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. The local animal shelter in Muncie wants you to adopt its remaining cats and dogs. The shelter has 83 dogs and 150 cats that are left for adoption. That's after taking in over 3,000 animals last year. The shelter's director says she wants to find loving homes for these pets.
The best job that we can do and to safeguard all of the animals in Muncie and Delaware County. That is our #1 goal every day.
The shelter says adoption fees are $100 for dogs and $65 for cats. If you're interested in adopting or volunteering, you can call 765-747-4851 for more information.
And this week marks the beginning of the Chinese New Year, and international and American students kicked off the celebration at the Student Center. Rachel Bonerick has more on how Ball State is celebrating.
The Chinese New Year celebration, also called the Spring Festival, is the most celebrated Chinese holiday.
Really what this is going to be is just, like a big dinner, and there'll be cultural performances, and afterwards it'll be a big party, just dancing and having fun like the New Year's supposed to be.
The Chinese Club and CSSA are among the organizations that bring the Chinese culture to Muncie, and they kicked off the 2-week-long festivity with music, food, performances, and family. April Shua is an international student and enjoys having her culture represented at Ball State.
We often have some big meals in family, and we have a holiday at that time, so we don't need to go to school, and maybe we have some dumplings, and like children will have red pocket. But in here we just have a celebration, and all the Chinese or maybe Chinese students in Ball State get together and have a meal, so that's it.
Creating cultural cohesiveness across campus. In Muncie, Rachel Bonerick, NewsLink Indiana.
Now, if you didn't have a chance to make it to that event, the Mering Hump Public Library will be hosting a family-friendly event tomorrow at 3 p.m. with crafts for the kiddos. All right, Steven, so give us a look at what we can expect in the weather.
Well, Esther, for tonight, our temperatures are going to quickly drop towards the mid-30s by the overnight hours. I'll have your full forecast coming up next.
For those who serve today, and those who served before them, for those whose sacrifice will never end, the Gary Sinise Foundation shows its gratitude through entertainment, outreach, and life-changing support. We can never give enough, but we can always give a little more. Find out how you can donate at GarySiniseFoundation.org.
Sometimes there's no do-over. Some things you can't rewind. That's when an extra safety step could mean the difference between a close call and a call to 911. Simple steps save lives. Learn more at poolsafely.gov.
communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. And Esther, Stephen, I've been enjoying these above average temperatures. However, I'm afraid they're not here to stay.
In this state we live in, nothing sticks. The weather is up and down every single day, so I am with you on that. But Stephen, give us some clarity on what is going to be staying or going away.
I'll tell you this, Indiana has no exact measuring stick for season. Anything can happen. I'm telling you this right now. We did see some really nice weather today besides the rain. Yes, it was a little bit wet, but I'll take the temperatures as well. It was really a nice day today. We are seeing some isolated showers still pushing through the viewing area up towards just passing through northern Grant counties and down towards Wayne County through Richmond. And right now across the state, still some mild temperatures across portions of Indiana. 53 in Indianapolis, but cooling off a little bit up in Kokomo. 48, 39 in Lafayette, 36 out in Champaign. This is a cold front that is going to come through, and I'll explain a little bit more on this later in just a few moments. But on Ball State's campus, still a little bit mild out there too. 54 degrees, winds light out of the southwest at 7 miles per hour. Heading for your precision cast timing out for the rest of tonight, we can still see a few more of these showers, but most of these will be gone by around 11 o'clock with widespread cloud cover. Then clouds look to clear out by the daybreak hours, so your Tuesday commute looks to be good. However, there could be some patchy fog along with just the rain ending early, a low of 31 degrees. Lighter winds will help in the development of this fog, so give yourselves just a few extra minutes in your destination to school or work tomorrow morning. But it will be much cooler tomorrow, but we stay dry actually. 42 for the high, partly cloudy skies, light winds out of the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Unfortunately, the rain does not end there. Our next system looks to move in by as early as even Wednesday morning, so into Tuesday night as well. So back to precision cast, some of these showers on precision cast around 10 o'clock appear through the viewing area, and then by Wednesday morning, check this out, widespread rain. This precision cast wants to keep rain a little bit more intense. I'll say this, we could see some heavier showers, but I don't think it will be as bad as this, but expect widespread rain to occur. We could see a break in the early afternoon hours. It depends, a little bit of uncertainty at the moment, but do have the umbrella on you throughout the day Wednesday because it will be quite a bit soggy. And then another wave looks to head through Wednesday night along with more heavier rainfall. So any plans for Wednesday outside will most likely be brought indoors. Speaking of the warm air, it has been mild, as I was mentioning. Started yesterday with highs near 62 degrees. Now we've been having this warmer dome of air towards the south, and southerly winds have been slowly pushing it up into Indiana. The cold air pushing out, and this will continue through Wednesday and even into Thursday, where temperatures may even be a little bit warmer. But a stronger cold front out towards Missouri and through Illinois will push in by Friday morning. This will knock our temperatures down back towards the 20s. So enjoy this mild weather for now, but unfortunately we do have to have the heavier rainfall happen on Wednesday and Thursday. And your 7-day forecast, temperatures get into the 50s. 53 for Wednesday, 57 Saturday, 80% chance of rain for Wednesday and Thursday. That cold front pushes through for Friday, 27 only for the high. And look at the low. We dropped to 12 degrees for the low. Kind of like a reminder of last week's cold, but it will not happen, fortunately. 31 for Saturday and dry, 37 for Sunday with a 40% chance of a wintry mix. For next Monday, I'm keeping it for rain for now, but we could see a quick mix of snow enter in as well with a high of 40 degrees. So I'll tell you guys this, temperatures will be more like on the spring side, but unfortunately the heavier rain really won't do that justice. And unfortunately, I wish we can enjoy this. I'm telling you this right now, last week was absolutely brutal with the cold. It was life-threatening, and I'm telling you this right now. I mean, I wish winter would end already. I'm so tired of it. Summer, actually, spring is my favorite season.
I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm actually not looking forward to Friday.
Yeah,
the weather's
Monday through Thursday is going to be that
Thursday
nice
can stay
chunk.
here for a little while.
Yes.
I'm not looking forward to Friday. I'm not ashamed to say it.
Yes, keep the winter gear on you too for Friday.
And
don't let it
have
go.
your rain jacket too. Got to stay dry during the rain showers.
Absolutely.
All right, Stephen, thank you so much. Josh, what's coming up in sports?
All right, well, only indoor sports, so don't have to worry about the weather
All right.
there.
Thank gosh.
But
Woo.
we're going to take a look at the Ball State Gymnastics first meet of the season and how Newcastle's girls basketball team fared in the sectional championship. Those stories and more when we come back.
Isn't this perfect?
It was my pleasure. May I?
Adam, I can't thank you enough for saving me from that sweepstakes scam. I could have lost everything.
It was a classic cat and mouse game. Remember, you never have to pay to play.
You're my hero.
Oh.
After all these years. What's the matter, Adam? Cat got your tongue?
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self. And I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Good evening and welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Josh Shelton with sports. The home opener for Ball State women's gymnastic team might have created some buzz around the MAC conference. One meet is in the books and Ball State already broke a school record in the vault competition. The Cardinals totaled up a score of 49.17, which means all 6 vault performers received a score of 9.77 or better out of a perfect 10. BSU competed so well in the vault that they took positions 1 through 6 in the competition. Head coach Joanna Salim remarked after the match that she is very pleased with her team's performance. The win didn't come easy for the Cardinals as Western Michigan kept it close the entire meet. But a team effort and fixing the small adjustments necessary gave the Cardinals the edge on Sunday.
I was pretty excited. I think we did really good overall, especially as a team coming back from the past couple meets. We kind of just put everything together and took the win.
Ball State took the meet, beating Western Michigan 194.47 to 193.4, barely a point separating the two. The women's gymnastics team is back to their winning ways and will travel to Bowling Green this Friday for their next meet. And the Ball State men's basketball is trying to find their rhythm as they enter the second half of MAC play. The Cardinals are currently 11-11 overall, but have lost 7 of their last 8. On Saturday, the Golden Flashes were able to defeat the Cardinals by a score of 83-80. Ball State has lost the last 4 of 6 games against MAC opponents by less than 6 points. Tomorrow's opponent, Northern Illinois, doesn't have many close conference games at all, either winning or losing by at least 14 points. A big if for the Cardinals is Trey Moses, who is still questionable after suffering a knee injury in the first half against Buffalo. Tip is set for 8 tomorrow evening against Northern Illinois and DeKalb. And for the Newcastle the girls team, the weather-delayed girls basketball sectional tournaments extended into today with the Newcastle Trojans battling their way to the championship round. After moving past Blackford and Jay County in the first and second round, respectively, the Trojans met Hamilton Heights tonight to decide the victor. Newcastle held the lead throughout a majority of the game and held it when it mattered most, defeating the Huskies 39-31. The Trojans will move on to the 3A regional tournament where they will have to take on the Angola Hornets. So a big game tonight for Newcastle, but a big game last night in the Super Bowl, Patriots winning their 6th. with Tom Brady.
That's right. Esther's not a Patriots fan.
No, I want to see someone else take it. Come on.
Pretty amazing though, Josh, to see Tom Brady 6 Super Bowl
That's
championships.
true.
That's incredible for him.
Yeah, all 6 of the Patriots championships, Tom Brady's been at the helm.
Pretty crazy. And coming up, Josh, thank you so much. Coming up after the break, we'll see what's trending.
Awesome.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to theshelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to theshelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Problems. The ones nobody talks about at cocktail parties. We go looking for them. No matter the obstacles, no matter the odds, we surround a community's most critical problems, and we fight. United Way fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. Will you?
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. When I think of kids going to school hungry, hunger, homelessness, in this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Here's your sandwich, miss.
Oh, thank you.
And your burger.
Awesome, thank you.
And your bowl of boiling water, sir.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana, and it's time to take a look at our awesome segment, Trending.
Oh, favorite segment. And joining us now is NewsLink Indiana's Reagan Geiger. Hi there, Reagan. How we doing?
I'm good. How are you guys? I got some
Good.
pretty interesting stories for you tonight. In the beauty community, Kate Grant, a Benefits Cosmetics model, is breaking headlines while spreading awareness for people with disabilities. Grant is a 20-year-old Irish model with Down syndrome and has been impacting the beauty community by promoting the idea of self-love and confidence no matter what. In 2018, Grant met with a Benefits Cosmetics representative who absolutely fell in love with her and her representing the Benefits brand eyeliner collection. And Grant hopes to do more in the future.
Please do it. You want to appear on Loose Women. You want to appear on a cover of a magazine. I'm sure that'll happen. You want to raise awareness for people with disabilities, which you're doing tonight, which is brilliant. You're doing that now.
Now, Kate Grant has already impacted the beauty world greatly, and she says she has a lot of big plans for an even larger impact this next year.
Well, Reagan, what an awesome story to see her trying to break down some barriers there and really make a difference in the fashion community. Such an awesome story.
Yeah, it's really awesome to see how people are trying to incorporate new ways. But with the sub-zero temperatures normally keeping people inside, a few people decided to get a little bit creative with the cold, and the stuff people came up with is absolutely wild. Over the weekend, Twitter and Instagram had several people posting videos and photos of their frozen bubbles, fully frozen police uniforms, oddly enough frozen pasta, a frozen toilet, and check this out, frozen pants flying through the air and sticking the landing perfectly.
That's my favorite one.
Yeah, so these people obviously really found the benefits in the cold. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely tried the frozen pants thing at home.
I really wanted to try the one where you take the hot water and throw it out.
Oh, I tried that one too.
There was some cool stuff to do in the freezing temperatures,
Yes.
as unbearable as they were.
Of course.
And thankfully, temperatures aren't that cold. Stephen, how about one final look at the weather?
Yes, thankfully. Looking at all those tricks, you usually see it with people throwing water up in like negative 50-degree weather, but none of that. We will jump back into the upper 50s by this coming Thursday, with rain chances unfortunately occurring most of the day for Wednesday and Thursday. Cold shot of air coming in for Friday, high of 27, 31 for Saturday, 37 Sunday with a wintry mix possible, carrying into Monday, high of 40 degrees.
All right, Stephen, thank you. That's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to join us again tomorrow night at 9, streaming live on the NewsLink Indiana Facebook page.
And for news anytime, anywhere, go to ballstatedaily.com. Have a great night.